Hello class, this is Demetrius Wilson, and I'd like to welcome all of you to BA132 22064 in the fall semester of 2016. I always like to create a video and send it out to all of the students to help them navigate through TalentNet. Want the class and the course to be as user-friendly as possible. Some of you guys are experts. Some of you guys have had my class before and don't need to watch this, so you can always, X me out and hit delete. But a lot of you guys might be new to TalentNet or just want to know exactly how to navigate through this class. So as I mentioned, this is BA132 22064. As you see, I have a lot of classes, so mine is up here. If you only have one class, that would be the only one that you see. But let's say if I was on this BA107, which is a 2016 spring class, which I wasn't even aware that I had. But if I go to more sites, what I do on mine is I just look for whichever one I have. This is the BA132, so I pull it up. Now this video that you're watching is going to be embedded right here in the home section, so that's why you don't see anything there. But what I'm going to do is just go straight down the line. One of the things that I'll do right now is to view the site as a student, because that's how you will view it. You don't want to see things from my angle because that's not really going to help you. When you go to the home section, you'll see this video. You can always refer back to the video. But what's really important is these announcements. So I think there are about 16 chapters. I know the table of contents on the actual physical book looks a little different, but I know there are 16 chapters in there. It's like a 9-week course, but we'll treat it like an 8-week course. Do 2 chapters a week so that we get all 16 chapters, and then you should have a few days at the end, like 3 or 4 days, in which you can possibly catch up with some assignments, quizzes, and or tests that you may have missed. Hopefully you haven't missed anything, but just in case, I'll give you a little extra time at the end. So what you'll always see on the right-hand side is the recent announcements. And like I said, so each week, because it's a 9-week course, we'll have two chapters. You'll see Chapter 1 instructions and Chapter 2 instructions. That's for week 1. Then the next week for week 2, you'll see Chapter 3 instructions and Chapter 4. Try to make it as simple as possible. You see read Chapter 1. So if you have the hard copy or electronic copy of the text, you read Chapter 1. There'll also be videos that supplement Chapter 1, so you should watch those as well. You watch the 2 supplemental videos located in modules, which I'll show you how to get to those shortly. Watch the Chapter 1 lecture located in resources. Now that one's not me speaking, but I will for each week have a short lecture just going over brisking over some of the topics that I'd like for you to kind of key in on. Complete assignment number 1 and number 2. I'll show you where to get those from, and complete the Chapter 1 quiz. So it follows suit down here for the Chapter 2 instructions. Only thing different is basically to have a good day and a great week, because that's when you're finishing everything up. But you must remember to follow things exactly, because some of the videos that you'll watch will be in the resources section and some will be in the module section. So if you follow this guide, you'll go to the right place. So read Chapter 1 in your text or electronic text. You got that covered. I know you can do that. Watch the 2 supplemental videos located in modules. So if I went over here to modules, and obviously that's for Chapter 1, this is the Chapter 1 module. So these are the 2 videos, right? And you just click on the video, and the video is embedded right in there for you. Nice and simple. All you do is a few clicks, and you're right there.
So far, we've seen examples of the consumer layer of ubiquitous computing, which will likely be its most emphasized.
So I want you to watch that. Yeah, maybe the guy's voice is not that exciting, but it's a very interesting video. Definitely pertains to what we're doing, right? So that's how you do this. So those 2 videos are right there. Then it says watch the Chapter 1 lecture located in resources. So you just go over here to resources, click on that button, right? Click on Chapter 1. Click on Chapter 1 lecture. Now these are the ones that I said aren't done by me, but they are done, quite well, because it just follows along with the previous version. Let me just press pause for a second. The previous version of the textbook, but it's for the most part exactly what we're going over if you have the new and enhanced textbook. So just go there.
The steps of the information processing cycle, as well as recognizing various computing devices and their uses.
Right. If you want to skip ahead, click somewhere else. But otherwise, if you're just going to watch through it straight through, then it'll give you objectives, and it'll go straight through everything. Say, oh, I know what the objectives are. I want to go here. You click there, and it'll follow along. Right? When you're all the way done at the bottom, then obviously you would get out of that. If you want to go see the whole list again, just hit the refresh button, and there they all are again. All right, you hit home. It says complete assignment number 1 and number 2. Now, for mine, it'll show all the assignments because I already have them in there, and I'll release them as we go through the different chapters. But you click on assignments, and bam, there it is. So what's my assignment number 1? You click on assignment number 1. You figure out what it is. You click on this link, right? You go there, you click on that link, you read the article. It's a really good article talking about how online education has progressed throughout the years. Open up a blank Word document, write 100 word summary, name it assignment 1, save it to your desktop. And what I always recommend is that you save all your documents, your files, your homework, and keep them in a folder just in case something happens. Maybe I delete it. I don't know. Maybe gremlins are in the system and they take it away. But just in case, right? Typically, I don't lose assignments, but, I just tell everybody keep a fail safe for yourself. And then upload it to your Dropbox, right? So when you say upload it to your Dropbox, how do I get to my Dropbox, right? You want to go here and just slide down. You click there, right? And since it's my Dropbox, my name is there, but it would be your name there. Actions, not actions. We go to add. I typically don't put things because, I'm grading the assignments. And what you can do is just hit upload files. You get to drop files. And so basically what you do is just go grab a file and you drop it in there and it'll upload, right? It's as simple as that. So you just slide it over. This is actually a new computer I'm using, so I don't even have any files on my desktop to show you. But I guess I can just, I don't even have my Word on here yet, but let's just save this WordPad document and I'll just name it add for you real quick, just so you don't have any questions on how to do it. So I named that one add, and then let's minimize this real quick so I can get it. Just grab it and it's just drag and drop, right? Boom. You drop it right there. Increase that again. Continue. Bam, there it is. It's right there in my Dropbox. As simple as that. But I want to go to actions and remove it because I don't need it to be there. All right. Because I don't need to grade a blank document or assignment. But yeah, so utilizing Dropbox is easy as that. So we've already gone through reading the chapters, show you where the supplemental videos are, show you where the lecture is, showed you how to complete assignment 1 and 2. So same thing when you go to assignment 2, you just click on assignments. If it's open like this because you're looking at assignment 1, click there, click on assignment 2, and there's your assignment. Talks about smartphones and how they change pretty much everything in business. Just scroll down. This one's a lot shorter of article, but it's something that pertains to all of us. I know you all have smartphones, and that's it. So that's assignment 1 and 2. Then it says complete the chapter 1 quiz. Where do I go to complete the quiz? You click there on test and quizzes, right? And because I have for week 1 is chapter 1 and chapter 2, I have both of those in there for all the students. You click here. Oh, did I hit 1 or 2? Chapter 1 quiz, and you hit begin assessment, right? So at the risk of showing you some, not answer, I'm not going to do them, but questions early, you just say blank. A blank is a programmable machine that converts raw data into useful information. You make your selection, right? So if it's A, it's not A, but you click there. Once you're done with all of them, right, you come down here and you submit for grading, right? It'll be a time limit. No, you cannot just pause it and come back, 3 days later and finish it, have it all done there. So that's why I have them in order, and I want you to do everything before you do the quiz. The quiz is the last thing that you do. Now, when you get down to chapter 2, don't be confused, right? Because read chapter 2 is same as the first is for chapter 1. Watch chapter 2 lecture located in resources, right? So, there's no, those are a little bit out of order, not out of order, but they're not in the same order. So it's in resources. The 2 supplemental videos are also in resources, right? So in this one, you don't have anything in modules. In this one, you did. So now on this one, for chapter 2, you just go into resources, right? You go to chapter 2. All right, so everything, they're not always going to mirror each other. So you got to pay close attention to my instructions. There's a chapter 2 lecture, and these are the 2 supplemental videos that I want you to view, right? So remember, those chapter 1 instructions are not exactly the same as chapter 2. right? Then you complete the chapter 2 quiz. That is the same. Have a good day and a great week. Simple as that. You know, if you have any questions, refer to the announcements. But if you have any further questions, send me an email. That's the best way to contact me. So I think for every week, or at least I'm going to try every week, is I'm just going to give you guys a little overview. I'll skim over some of the things I think are important. Just introducing you guys to computers and computing. If you're not very familiar at all, or not familiar at all, that's something that you need in the 21st century. When you're dealing it, you know, when working, dealing with people, everything. These are things that you need to evolve and learn how to use. So I wrote down, you know, as I had already read it, but I read through chapter 1 and just wanted to go over a few things just to, you know, to enlighten your mind and show you like what type of direction we're going in. So I've been doing a lot of traveling lately. And what's the first thing that you ask when you check in? Not the very first thing probably, but one of the things that you ask when you're going to a hotel is, what's the internet password? How do I get into the Wi-Fi here? That has to do with computers. They've changed the way everything you know, is done, and the order in which we're asking questions. Are you probably asking, hey, is a TV HDMI compatible so I can put my Amazon Fire Stick in there and watch some movies because you guys don't have the greatest cable in the TV? Who in this class doesn't have a cell phone? Now, I'm sure everybody has a cell phone, but I used to ask that question in my on-campus classes back in the day, and it was about, first it was, you know, like 3/4 the class, and it was half the class, and it was a fourth of the class, and it was absolutely nobody, and everybody had a cell phone. And most people have a smartphone, and they don't have like one of those crickets that the older people use with the really big numbers so they can see what buttons they're pressing. But most people do, they do have smartphones. If you go green like me, it also has to do with computers. I have an electric car, and in that electric car, it has a thing that tells me how much, you know, electric charge I have, and that's how far I can go, or the car's just going to stop in the middle of the road. It has all these things that are built in that tell you all these different things about the car. I have solar panels on top of the house. Same thing. It tells me how much electricity is being pulled in. It's on a monitor, goes in computer, and I see everything that's going on there. So everything is linked to computing. If the power goes out at work, you know, these days, like, well, it's a little different. I have a laptop. I can just, you know, use whatever remaining power I have on my laptop. But if you're using desktops that are attached to the server, which at my prior company we were, all the power went down, there's absolutely nothing we can do. Back in the day, you could file documents, you know, do all kind of other stuff. But these days, all you can do is clean your desk, and then it's time to play solitaire with your coworkers until the power comes back on. How many of you guys use bill pay? You know, another thing that goes through computers. People laugh at me all the time. I still do write a few checks, and people laugh at me about it. And I understand, because most people go through and they utilize bill pay. It's just much easier, than writing a check and wasting stamps and things of that nature. How many of you guys have direct deposit? I guarantee you the majority of you guys have direct deposit as opposed to receiving a check, going to the bank, cashing. Every time I go to the bank to cash a check, somebody asks me, hey, sir, have you ever thought about getting direct deposit? Now, I have direct deposit for something, but other checks I get hard copies. So, you know, I get that question all the time, and I can understand, because they want to drive that business to be automated as opposed to them coming into the bank. If I took all of your phones and the navigational system out of your car, could any of you guys get anywhere? Some of you guys aren't even old enough and don't even know what a Thomas guide is. It used to be this big thick book that people would look at the maps and say, okay, this is how I get from here to there and from there to here. So, you know, I remember those days of actually using that, but nobody uses that. You know, cell phones and navigational systems put Thomas brothers, to put them out of business, because nobody's going to buy a big thick print copy and to try and figure out, where you're going. We're obviously in an online class, so you cannot succeed in this class unless you have a computer in front of you. I don't know, or you could possibly try and utilize the phone, because that is a computer as well, but it just doesn't work as well. So I advise a computer, but I will admit I've seen it done where somebody's done their entire course, on a phone. But you know, whether it be a phone or a computer, you have to have some sort of computer to be successful, in this class. Computers have changed the way that we eat, drink, sleep. How many guys are wearing Fitbits, and it's telling you about how much you exercise or don't exercise, and how much you sleep, your sleeping habits, if they're good or bad. it's changed everything that we do. And if you're in this actual class, you're taking a step in the right direction, or it's possible that it's just a class that you need and you're taking it, and hopefully you do well and get an A with flying colors. So each week I'll try and highlight one or two things. For this week, and this is the very last thing I'm going to talk about, is a snipping tool. And snipping tool is really cool because, I like Snagit, and you hit the button and you kind of get your screen, but it's the snipping tool should be on most of your computers. I've pinned it to my taskbar. And remember, you can pin anything that you use a lot, keep it in your favorites, or pin something in the taskbar. We'll go over that in a different class. But if I just click here on my snipping tool, I want to snip something new. So it's basically I'm taking some electronic scissors and I'm going to cut something out. So I want to take this home part right here. I want to cut that out. Right click on that, copy it. And then I want to put it on Control V is copy, right? I mean, is paste, right? Control C is copy. But you could also right click and paste, right? So just little things I'll go over throughout the class. A lot of you guys, I know you say, why are you showing that? Everybody knows that. Everybody doesn't know certain things. So that's just for other people who may not know. There it is. So I say, hey, this is exactly what I'm seeing. Mr. Technology expert that's going to fix my computer for me. What am I seeing? I'm going to paste it on the screen, then I'm going to email it to you, and I'm going to save the document and send it over. So that's just a, short tidbit that's in chapter 1. Just one of those things that I want to highlight, and I want you to utilize if you're not already using a snipping tool or Snagit, and you're not a master at either of those. Try it out. Check it out. I'm sure it will be useful and helpful to you in the future. So that's going to be it, for me. That's just, my introductory video. And then also for chapter 1 and 2, just a couple things to think about and how, computers and computing, which means like, regular size computers, and then also phones, which are computers, which we'll discuss obviously a little further in the class, have changed the way that we work, changed the way that we eat, changed the way that we sleep. People, before you go to a restaurant, what do? I'm going to Yelp it. I'm going to check them out. Before you get a car, you go online and you look at everything about the car prior to. So just make sure that you guys think about things in the right type of, perspective, when it comes to computers and BA132. So like I said, if you have any questions on chapter 1, chapter 2, or all throughout the course, cause it goes by fast, it's only 9 weeks. Make sure that you email me. Best way to get in contact with me. So as always, I want all of you guys to have a good day, a great week. Make sure that during week 1 that you complete your 2 quizzes, because that's just like our check-in process. If you don't complete the 2 quizzes, I'm going to assume that you are not enrolled in the class, and I will drop you from the class. So hopefully that's nobody. Hopefully everybody stays in the class. It's not a hard class and gets a great grade. So like I said, as always, everyone have a good day, great week, and we look forward to good success.